I guess we'll just get it started. So yeah, thank you guys, the few of you guys that have tuned in already. Hopefully we get some more joining us. But I think we want to start off talking about kind of the success that we have had with the V1 fulfillment. So what that's going to mean is that all of the customers that have the correct account information to us. Basically, if they are a full customer with us on that V1 beta, there's 100%, you're nearing 100% fulfillment for even like the peskier cases. If they are having shipping, coming all the way from the U.S. fulfillment center and going to some place like Turkey or Croatia or Hungary or something like that. Those should be absolutely wrapped up either within the next 1 or 2 days, or it has been over the last week. So that's one of the biggest things is that we want to kind of stress that we were able to get that fulfillment done for the V1 beta from February 2nd to about April 2nd or 3rd with the fulfillment, and those packages are going to be arriving very shortly. Like I said, the full supply of that beta run. So we're really, really proud of that accomplishment, and we've been reiterating that just because it was such a huge accomplishment for the not just the size of the team, but the limited connections that we had on the shipping side and the limited experience, and being able to get that done, and having people like the founder himself handle a lot of the fulfillment, and just a couple people when bigger competitors are having much more funding and the ability to have full processing and fulfillment centers, and to be able to get this done even on a small scale within getting that distribution done in just a couple months completely, even for just over 500 units, 600 if you include the demo units that we're distributing to try to build the network. So we're eating some costs there to make sure the network is growing, just like kind of jump starting it with distributing the demo nodes, which are full capability. They're just a different kind of hardware housing. So you get the premium hardware housing with your V1 beta. If you're a customer, you're aware. It looks beautiful, and then those demo units that we're distributing kind of equally across the hot spots of technology. I'm sure we're sending some to like Turkey, sending some to other places like that. A lot in the U.S. with the fast connection, so we can get some really good quality providers. And the demo nodes are really to not just to beta test and add to that number to see what is the maximum load the network can handle, but also to just get some of those really strong providers kind of get a node in their hand and get that strong connection onto our network as soon as possible, kind of from the jump. We don't want to have a ton of demand on the usage side and not good quality providers. So it is important for us to kind of eat some of that cost, like I said earlier, with getting these some of these nodes distributed to people with fast connections, or people that might be node savvy, to try to get an early level of success and strength on the network. And I think that's showing in a lot of the testing, even the few fast connections and the hotspots. I know we have a really great connector out of, or a really great provider out of Europe who's been really communicable with us and provides a really good connection. But from all the testing that I've done personally on my end, even if I'm obfuscating out of a connection in Europe, being in the US myself, I mean, I'm still getting what the internet like speed tests are saying is fast internet can handle a few devices streaming HD. We saw a one board member actually doing some light gaming on the obfuscated connection. So this is the real fully as far as the obfuscation and the actual network capabilities. There's going to be some bugs that we're working through with the boardroom, but it's extremely I should say it's a really big accomplishment that we've been able to establish, a quality what most internet speed sites and most people would consider a fast connection, even within the first, month and a half of this beta being in the hands of everybody. So those are some of the most important milestones, and moving forward, I think we have a lot more exciting information to share, and some manufacturing partnerships that allow us to do that. I'm sure you've heard us touch on that a lot, but I'll let if FOMO or Fran or Michael wants to talk a little bit more about the future and kind of how we're going to accomplish these goals and maybe some of the early success we've seen with this round two of sales for the motherboard V2 and V2 SD. Uh, I'm sure they'd be happy to tell you.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. We've come a long way. Still got a long ways to go, but making incredible progress from a shipping standpoint, not only with the hardware but with the software as well. So that's want the team to put a pat on their back and the community that's been standing behind them the whole way to do the same. So as far as the V1 test environment goes, we talked a little bit about it last week. We still got some more tests to run before we implement that token settlement. But what we're looking at is all of these V1 operators that have had nodes online will retroactively receive some form of a drop of the BOP token to their wallets once we implement that token settlement and run it for a little while and kind of see what kind of profitability the nodes are looking at in uh, in the actual application as opposed to just our theories. So we do have a Medium article that kind of touches on the obfuscation of the token payments between clients and operators. How do we separate that activity so that somebody who analyzes the chain cannot tell which client is paying which operator, and then do any form of traffic analysis based upon that. So look for that Medium article here in the next week or two. And also, you guys that are in the boardroom, please be paying attention. We're going to run these tests. We want to target a single node and try to overload it with as much traffic as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one of these operators make sure that their node is in exit mode, and then we're going to one at a time um, send users to that node and start streaming video, or it's possible that we do some sort of voice conversation amongst the team and these people that are taking part in the test, and see how many people can we get connected, and um, um, what kind of data can they pull out of that node all simultaneously before the connection starts to suffer. So we're gonna have some really cool stuff to share in regards to the tests, here in the next couple weeks, depending on how those go. Which we're pretty optimistic from our internal tests that you guys will be surprised as to what a single motherboard node, depending on the connection, can handle as far as clients. And then we're going to kind of tie that to this article that I'm talking about, with the payment obfuscation, because there's a lot of economic model that goes into that strategy too, and it kind of describes how we're pricing the data consumption and how that fits the greater market of data consumption on the internet. So definitely be looking for those things. Fran, did you have anything you wanted to add to that? I'll take
Something
that.
I was thinking Fran could, if Fran is available on the mic, uh, we appreciate everyone who's been really like communicable and really active in the boardroom. If you're one of the V1 beta customers, but that being said, that level of communication and just participating in this beta stage is gonna, you're not just gonna have to help with beta setup or be a member of the community and wonder if you're going to be rewarded for it. being a good quality operator user of this protocol at an early stage. I was hoping Fran could maybe touch on the NFT that we are going to be dropping to the the V1 beta testers and kind of what that entails from a reward standpoint. Basically, in short, we want all V1 customers and obviously all customers moving forward, but at this time, V1 customers more than compensated for their investment of time or in their capital into a node by the rewards that we're going to provide to them, whether it be for example, future discounts, NFT that is has a limited supply that proves ownership, right? That type of stuff, and there's other reward systems and things built into that NFT that we could get into as well that are going to be pretty lucrative for those first type of or I should say the first customers, the V1 beta testers. So for all that, if you're having a little bit of trouble getting set up, or you've been bug testing and being really responsive in the boardroom, you can keep in the back of your mind that there's going to be something, there's going to be some rewards that I can reap just for being a participant in this new protocol, which is obviously super crypto minded, right? It's very common for early participants of protocols to be to benefit from, whether, like FOMO said, whether it be a drop or in FOMO you could expand more multiplier, I believe, as well, reward multiplier for some of the customers, or we might be able to expand a little bit more on that. But the point is that we're going to make sure you're taken care of, whether it be in like tangible rewards or whether it be exclusive, access to the core team and the boardroom. We want you guys to feel like you got your money's worth. You will continue to see, a good return, whether it be on, interaction with the team or possibly appreciation of an NFT, right? Who really knows what could happen, when you release a limited NFT that has these type of functions and has this utility that can provide a lot of value in some people's eyes to the protocol itself. So basically, we're going to make sure you all are taken care of, and if Fran or FOMO wants to expand on that, we definitely could. I think it's something that a lot of people might not be super aware about. Or
Yeah, happy to talk a little bit about that, and that's kind of the direction that I was heading with the Medium article. It's gonna go into a little bit lower level tokenomics, and kind of describe how we designed the platform incentives. Some of you may have seen floating around a document titled "Platform Incentives," but it's going to be pretty detailed. As from it's going to be more detailed for you guys to look at and understand. We say rewards multiplier. What do we mean? Well, every node is going to earn from the clients, the token specific to how much data that the clients are consuming through their node. So that's the first little area of profitability for each of these nodes. But beyond that, to incentivize early growth and kind of be able to target node growth in certain areas where we feel maybe it's weaker, or we just from a client's perspective, we need more nodes to be able to connect to. We have these platform incentives, and those come out of the platform incentive allocation of our tokenomics. If you guys have seen the tokenomics graphic, we put I want to say it was half of the total supply into this platform incentive. So over a period of 5 to 8 years, this function will measure certain things like uptime of nodes, region, and a few other metrics, and those nodes are going to be being distributed a subsidy of token to keep them happy and profitable, in the event that we are trying to balance between the node count and the clients, the amount of clients that we have on the platform. So the way that platform incentive would work is whatever that you would typically get one-to-one for those tokens. If you're a V1 operator and you hold this NFT, you're actually going to get 1.5 times what you would typically get. And if you want to, you have the ability to sell that NFT to somebody else, and they can get the 1.5 times platform incentives. But that's specifically what that NFT does. So it allows us to identify the operator that has that NFT in their wallet and is operating their node. They're able to receive a greater sum of tokens through that platform incentive. But as far as that Medium article, that's going to really be a deep dive for you guys into the inner workings of that mechanism. So I'm excited to put that out and have it a little bit more concrete. Again, all of this is always up for discussion from you guys in the community. We want to hear your feedback on it. So when it does come out, do not hesitate to make your voice heard and give us your perspective on it. So
Thank you so much, FOMO, for the clarification. Yeah, I think the coolest thing is going to be when these articles, this promotional material, or the marketing material, whatever, however you would like to refer to it, um, once that gets out there, that the NFT and the this type of reward is being seen as, as a multiplier, a booster for their rewards, and really incentivize. And that's why I was like, who really knows what if this NFT could have some speculative value aside from its utility of the multiplier for a miner, right? Just hearing that, the multipliers, kind of going to be synonymous with this first, the Motherboard One NFT. I think is a really, really cool idea. We're going to be expanding upon, and of course, like FOMO said, waiting all your feedback and completely open to all feedback as well. I think maybe some people, they think maybe they're free to share their opinion, but they don't know if it'll be taken seriously with a lot of projects. I feel like for us at Boring, it really is like genuinely a big concern of somebody who we've had, if we know they're an operator or they're, just a new customer, even if it's just somebody with their first day in the Discord, they could be talking to any one of the core team and having their concerns taken very seriously. I think that's something that's really different. And I know we pride ourselves on, being a little bit more personable than the competitor or the other, crypto focused software company. And I think that's where a lot of our success has come from too. All limited success at this point, but the future is really bright, and we have, a lot of, we definitely have a long-term plan in place, and that's why it's so important for us to build these communities and build this community and provide the sorry about the wind, provide these incentives for the early platform, the early protocol users and operators. I mean, you guys are on. There's not a price we couldn't put a price on how valuable you all have been and will be as we continue to grow. So if you guys are okay, unless Michael, you'd like to hit on some community stuff and kind of the growth really over the past 2 or 3 months and what we've accomplished with you being on the fulfillment side and helping make sure that all of our customers are getting all their packages at the right address and all of that. Unless you would like to hit on that, we could open up for questions and see if we can pull some of our community up to talk to us.
Before we go into questions, I just wanted to tell you guys in the community how appreciative we are of you guys being vocal. Number one, number two, supporting the other people that are coming in and having questions. A lot of you guys taking the reins and being incredibly proactive as community members and helping new people um, get up to speed and get their nodes set up, whatever it may be. That's a huge help to us. We're a small team and we put in a lot of hours. But you guys doing that, takes a little bit off of the workload, and it's huge, and we're really appreciative of it. And then, another thing about you guys' involvement is the affiliate program for our V2 sales. Our affiliates have already made some good money, and done quite a hefty amount of sales for the V2, and we couldn't even appreciate show our appreciation in words. Hopefully that money that you guys are making through that affiliate program is a good thank you. But and if you haven't, taken part in it, you definitely want to give it a look. You can earn anywhere between 5 and 20%, depending on your total sales through your affiliate link. So there's a lot of good opportunity there, we feel, and hopefully you guys are have reciprocated feeling in that level of compensation. I just wanted to thank you guys that have taken part in that, and in the overall support of the new community coming in. It's you can't put a value on it. We're very happy that we have community members doing that, and we're very appreciative for it. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
It's also important to note for the affiliate program that we're now able to pay out our affiliate sales in Solana USDC, as we are aware that a certain number of countries, such as Turkey, did not accept the current PayPal system that we had. So that's another option for our affiliates to earn as well.
Absolutely. And I just want to back up what FOMO just said. The affiliate program, if you happen to be an early supporter, someone that genuinely believes in the product, I know FOMO, and we have all said it many times, is that we can't build this without you all. And this affiliate program provides the great opportunity for something that's mutually beneficial. You all are able to earn an actual, not a minuscule amount, a good quality amount for your referrals. If you are, a fan of the project, if you're a believer, if you have, a node yourself, and you have some experience with it, and you tell, a small group of people to go check out this node, and they use your affiliate link, we're gonna have hopefully a little mini guide, just so there's no confusion at all, just to get that up there for the affiliate, for people that are curious about the affiliate link. But it's super straightforward, and like FOMO said, it really provides another avenue for like early supporters and people that happen to speak favorably about us, or even if they say, what, I love my node, but I've had these issues with it. If you're curious, you can check it out with this link. It really just provides another way that those early supporters are going to be able to benefit, not just from the growth or token appreciation, but actually benefit from taking part in the sales process, and taking part in being a community member and being an affiliate. So I think that's one of the greatest things that has come out of this V2 sale, is that affiliate program. And really, it came out of love for the community, and a necessity for you guys to feel like you're a part of this, and get some really good quality affiliates, and connect with some more of you all. So just thank you guys again, and we really anticipate your participation in the affiliate program moving forward. And I think we've already over $1,000, like over $1,000 has already been paid out in a week and a half of sales for V2. So this provides a good opportunity for anyone, even if you just have a couple people who might be interested. You might want to check out linking them your affiliate link, so they can check that out, and you can earn a little bit from it as well, if you happen to be a supporter, or someone's curious about it. If unless Fran, FOMO, or Michael, you all have some other strong points we want to hit on, I think it would be an awesome time to see if we can pull up at least a couple people. Maybe it'd be awesome if all 14 wanted to come up and ask questions. But I'd love that, to interact with some of the community.
yeah, let's go ahead and field some questions.
Hey,
Hello.
Nimras.
Hello. Hi, guys. You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. And first of all, it's good to be here again, as always. And I got lots of friends that asking question about boring protocol and its future. I try to explain as much as I can, so support you guys. They're mostly asking about the if we got motherboard, how much we can earn. I'm sure most of the people waiting about those questions to be answered, but my real question is, how are you going to make people take a boring protocol for future? You're talking about NFT and the other stuff. Is it going to be like, um, for example, whoever got 100,000 boring protocol or something, they can get NFT or something like that? I know you explain lots of things, and while we talking about the future of boarding protocol, but I'm just curious, and that's my question. Thank you.
Are you talking specifically to the token? How we're going to get people to buy the token?
Yeah, I try to explain my friends, and I try to learn about boarding protocol most of the time, and looking for the Twitters and listening for you guys. I just want to curious about the token. I mean, for the future, why people have to hold boring protocol?
Yeah. So they're going to need the token to be able to use the VPN. Namely, that is its primary function. But then, as a node operator, you also need the token. You have to stake an amount of the token to your node in order for it to become operable on the network. And that token stake does a few things. Number one, it stimulates the market for the BOP token. If you can imagine, we're selling 10,000 of these V2 nodes, and each node operator will require, well, for right now, it looks like 6,250 BOP tokens to stake to their node to operate. So if you can imagine 10,000 times 6,250, that's 62.5 million tokens that will need to be bought off the market. Now, that stake is flexible. We don't want it to become so expensive. As the market price of BOP rises, we don't want it to become so expensive that you cannot afford to operate a node. So we're going to try and peg that total amount of tokens you stake to somewhere around $200. So that'll stimulate the market to some degree, and then you just have the primary use, the utility of the token, which is to fund your usage as a client out, to access the network. And that Medium article that I mentioned earlier, it kind of goes into some of the finer details of how we set that up, how we kind of peg the data consumption rates to a US dollar amount, but in the background, you're exchanging the BOP token at that rate for the data that you consume. So those are some of the main things that we see driving the market in a positive way, and that's going to take growth not only in the network sides but from the community as well. So hopefully that answers your question, but that's kind of the very high level way that we see us a project itself stimulating the market growth.
Okay. Can I ask one more, if it's okay?
Absolutely.
In the future, are you going to plan a rewards kind of system if we can just stake token? I mean, not for just the motherboards, just for keeping staking. Like
Yes, yes and
like
no. We do want to stimulate the growth of the liquidity on the market. And there's a couple ways to do that. Right now it's all community involvement in these staking pools and getting the staking rewards. However, this is not a DeFi token. So It's not really that imperative to us that there's a long-term staking yield outside of your typical LP fees that you might receive being an LP.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome questions. I think from like a absolute, a token absolutist point of view, I think the coolest thing about, obviously I'm a little biased, um, but I think the coolest thing about how the Boring Protocol, we use the token, it's a true utility token in the sense that you could have a market downturn, as far as a speculator is concerned, something like Bitcoin could be dragging the whole market down. But if there's a surge in VPN usage on our network, there will be potentially so much boring being taken off as a byproduct of the way the network works. If thousands of people or hundreds of people are coming online with their node and they're needing to secure that stake, like FOMO quoted out, like, you need 6250 right now to run it. So this could be a situation where the market is having a downturn as a whole, but boring because of the amount of token being just completely swallowed up by potential users and operators, that you actually see a decoupling effect, something like that. It really would be driven by usage less than speculation at that point, because like FOMO said, that you have to use, take some of the token off the market just to use it or to be a provider. So it really is kind of like a best of both worlds, right? From a pure token speculation or pure, the utility of the token itself only, the big thing is going to be like it's driven by usage, really the amount of token being taken off the open market, right? And that is, in my book, a huge positive, right? You're not held to the exact standards of the way the market moves, and you could have, like I said, we don't know. This is like speaking towards the future, but VPN usage skyrockets on Boring Protocol. The rest of the market, DeFi or crypto wide, is kind of in a lull. You could definitely see Boring have some appreciation compared to a protocol that doesn't have the token mechanics like that we do. It was designed this way, so that I think that's just trying to add another another layer to your another answer to your question. That's in the exact same way that FOMO was saying. But I think it's a great question.
Thank you for answers, by the way, and always keep you in touch. And good work, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Appreciate you being consistent and being in here, learning with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question again.
Do we have anyone else wanting to come up for a question?
Yeah, do not be shy. Even if you not sure if it's a high level or a low level question, all questions are welcome. Even if it's something we might have covered in the past, or if you just joined late and would like to get if you missed something and need to be filled back in, we're here to help and here to talk to you all. So come on up.
Hello.
Hey Gucci, welcome back to the stage again.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome.
How's everyone doing? I got two questions basically. First, you was talking about some of the V1 rewards. In terms of the V2, I don't know. Maybe I haven't checked or something, but have you guys spoke about or released anything about any incentive for those that buy the V2s, or is it just mainly focusing on the V1s?
Yeah, happy to touch on that. Go up. So the V1, as I mentioned, is going to have the 1.5 times multiplier for the platform incentives, and then the V2 would be 1.25 times reward multiplier, and those V2s will also receive their own specific type of NFT for us to be able to identify those operators and distribute those rewards. So now the platform incentives, as I mentioned, all of that detail in that document, we've floated that document around in the community before. Whether you've seen it or not, I can't say, but it will be being implemented into a Medium article that we are going to distribute to you guys, and you can really get the ins and outs of how it works here pretty soon. I would imagine in the next week or two. Right now, that document is very specific to the technicals, but we want to expound on that and make it a little less low level technical speak or jargon, so that people that don't have that quantitative skill set can wrap their heads around it.
Yeah, that pretty much answers it, to be fair. My second question was for people that are paying to use the actual service. I did see someone in Discord ask if there's other options other than BOP, but as well as that, the other payment option, maybe USDC, or I don't know, maybe if you can do fiat payment somehow. But in terms of the node operators, will they only be able to receive their rewards in BOP or other tokens as well?
Correct. Yeah, node operators are only going to receive their tokens in BOP, and that's just the way the privacy layer when it comes to settlements is going to have to take place. But to answer the first part of that question, yes, we do have plans to implement other funding options for clients or users of the VPN. Number one, that's going to help us reach a larger market of VPN users, right? Because not every VPN user already has BOP. And the way that would work is when they go to fund their usage, whatever amount it is that they put in, we're going to have on-chain oracles in real time exchange that whatever that token may be to BOP, or possibly even fiat to BOP. So all of that that infrastructure is not something that we have started to work on right now. The main focus is providing utility to the BOP token. So that's where we're going to start, and then we're going to analyze the data from there. If it seems to be a big priority that we add these other funding options early on to drive clients to the network, then we're going to put a lot of emphasis on that and get that area of the contracts developed. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much answered everything, to be fair. Thank you guys for answering questions and all that. And yeah, oh yeah, I almost forgot actually. I can't wait to receive that hoodie. I'm trying to flex on everyone, show them the boring protocol swag. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time as well on the next town halls and that. I'm always here rocking. So yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you always with the good quality questions. And to be fair, everybody that we've had up has had great quality questions, but it's always great to see reoccurring people, familiar faces, and hopefully you can show off that hoodie here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, I've been here. I've been holding since the airdrop. I managed to get the V2 as well, so I'll be sticking around.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really happy to hear that, and hopefully you can see. I think holding it for an airdrop for that long, we've shown a lot of people like yourself who might have gotten familiar with this from an airdrop that wow, this is different from other airdrop tokens. This was a really specific plan in mind, and a course of action, and a long term course of action for this protocol as a whole. This isn't just Solana airdrop season and then the team goes away. The going gets tough, and the team is still developing and really independent of the market is the coolest thing, I think. Being a hardware and software components to our protocol, it really just provides the craziest edge from an economic standpoint, to differentiate us from 99% of other crypto projects. It just allows us that extra viability in long term, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people share that opinion as well.
I mean, yeah, I think literally you guys are the only airdrop token that I have in my wallet that still has an actual logo and an open Discord. So yeah, there's not many that's still around.
Well, that's awesome to hear. And I believe we shared the metric on Twitter of the Soul Scan, never falling below 80% retention of that airdrop. And when a time when the airdrops are known for just the initial hype and then the cashing out of the people who were just farming that airdrop, I think that is the craziest metric to look at the strength of our project as a whole after all of this time. I really just, like you said, if you're still holding since the airdrop, we're really, really happy to have retained you. And 80% of people ended up holding we never fell below 80% of our original airdrop percentage. So just, I think a lot of people feel the same way you do. And we're really, really grateful for your continued support, even when, the market looks tough. Sticking around and sticking with us really means the world.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you again. Let's see. Anybody else that would like to come up, you may do so. I think we've been going on for about 40 or so minutes. So hopefully we can get a couple more questions or some other people who'd like to, even if you don't have a question and would just like to share something, a suggestion even, I think we'd be open to having that conversation as well. So do not be shy and just raise your hand if you'd like.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm sorry, my laptop microphone is not very good, so I wrote my question in the general chat.
You're
Okay.
coming through very quiet. I don't know if did somebody else hear what he said.
Yeah, he said he
put
put
his
his
question
question
in the general chat.
Cool. He said, I have bought 13 V2 motherboards in total. Do I need to connect different internet for each of them? So that's a great question. But FOMO, if you'd like to take that, he's going to be trying to do 13 V2s out of a single connection and wondering if he needs to create separate connections, but he should,
Yeah.
not need
So
to create 13 separate, correct?
there's a lot of question on my part in regards to that. Is your bandwidth enough to handle the clients that those 13 connections can handle? I kind of doubt it. Unless you got like a fiber optic connection where you're at, that's very unlikely. Now we're still waiting on some of the tests from the V1 test environment to come back to determine that sort of thing. Based on your bandwidth of your that your internet service provider gives to you. I don't know. I don't know what your connection's like. But based on that, how many clients can you serve and how many nodes can you run out of one particular location? We should have all that data here pretty quickly. I would say in the next 1 to 2 weeks. But from what we've seen with our internal testing, I feel like you're going to be better off dispersing those nodes around to family or friends that can plug them in and allow you to set them up with your wallet. And that's going to do a couple things. Number one, it's going to lessen the load on your at home or at work connection, depending on where you're setting these up. But it's also going to allow a little bit more obfuscation from the client's perspective too. They're going to have different places to connect out of, maybe within the same region, but not all at the same clustered area. So that's a hard one to answer at this point, John. But I would think we would have some more information for you in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Just knowing what we know now, it would seem to me that it would be advantageous to you to distribute your nodes to other locations. From my perspective, I'm at home right now, and I've got 2 of these plugged into my one connection, and my bandwidth is enough that I could handle the potential clients that could come across those 2 different nodes. So
It looks like he did mention that his connection is fast enough to potentially support many people, so he could potentially have more than what would be recommended for one IP address if he has a super robust connection. But distributing, just having them, even if it's just, it could be within the same city, but if you have an office and you put a couple in the office, a couple in the house, Aunt Susie's house has a couple, all connected on that same wall. It's going to probably provide you, like Fomo said, the most the best reward possibility instead of all 14 being on one original connection. If you have any other questions regarding that, just feel free to send it in the general as well.
great question, John. I appreciate you coming up and presenting that.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thanks for sending it in the general as well, so we could answer to the best of our ability. And thank you again for the question. If anybody else has any questions like that, or Ali, you have another one, you feel free to shoot it in the general, and we can try to tackle those from there. If you're not comfortable with coming up and speaking, you can put it in text form, and we'll try to get to it. I just want to.
We have a question from. Sorry, we have a question from Jordan in the Townhall chat asking what spawned the idea of Boring Protocol and how did the team become founded?
That's a great question. Do we want to? Let's see here. Do we want to bring up Ron and then move from the guest and then answer his question on the foundation?
Yeah, let's do that. And if we miss some of you guys that are willing to come up and talk, don't hesitate to still write those questions in the chat. That way, if we don't get to them here in voice today, due to time, we can always, address them through text or carry them over to next week's town hall and get them answered there.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Ron. Thanks for taking our questions. You're doing a great job. I just wanted to ask you, I don't know if it's been asked before, but I know you have a total supply of 250 million coins. Not sure if that's what the max supply is going to be, but if so, how are you going to handle once all the 250 million coins are mined? Like what's the protocol on that and how are you modeling that out?
Yeah, happy to address that. Based upon this platform incentives, it would take about 8 years for all those coins to be mined, and then at that point, the economic model is to have enough balance between node operators and clients at scale for this to work, and part of that is pegging data consumption rates to the global market to a fiat value. Now, right now, what we are seeing and what you guys will gather from this Medium article that I keep talking about is that data that you consume as a user on the internet typically costs you anywhere between 3 cents and 20 cents a gigabyte. Just depending on your region or what kind of data that is, and the person or the networks that are supplying it to you, what they're charging. So we from a sustainability approach, and the economic model shows that once those coins are mined, the market itself will to some degree become stabilized, and you're looking at simply gaining coins through the action of being an operator. So that's how you're going to be able to mine coins, but those coins will already be within the ecosystem, and they will be mined to you from the data consumption that a user puts through on the network. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And to answer your question, the total and fixed supply, so there will never be more than 250 million. That is a hard cap, I believe.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yep. Appreciate you, Ron, and good question.
Absolutely. Thank you again. I think I've seen, familiar face, seen you been active on Twitter and also in the Discord. So just want to give a shout out to you again, and thanks for coming up and asking some questions. We definitely should get a good number of people who are routinely asking questions like Gucci and yourself, who are those familiar faces, and the quality of the questions are so amazing on these town halls. So thank you all, thank you, Ron, and thank you, Gucci, and thank you to the others that have asked those questions. Really appreciate your support, and hopefully, another couple people can come up and ask some questions before we close this out. I think we've been
I
on
want
for
to
about
I
50
want to
minutes.
I want to circle to Jordan's question there in the chat before we close out.
Oh, perfect.
This is a fun one for me because it's pretty specific to me and to some degree to the team. But I've been in crypto. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, and thank you for reminding me about Jordan's question. What an excellent question about the origins, and please take it away, FOMO.
Yeah, I've been involved in crypto in some capacity, mainly as a retail investor since 2015, and in the process of doing that, spent a lot of time doing fundamental analysis on projects for my own investments, and had a lot of fun within the space. Always kind of had an entrepreneurial spirit about me, and wanted, felt there was a great opportunity to build something. Early in last year, 2021, I was testing a few DVPN, competitor products. The one that I was really focusing on was Orchid Protocol, which is on Ethereum. And in testing it, felt that from my perspective as a user, there was a lot missing, a lot to be gained, and a lot of areas to improve upon that to create a more decentralized VPN. And I won't go into the specifics of Orchid Protocol. You guys are welcome to go research them and see for yourself what it is I'm talking about. But that kind of spawned the creative juices and the passion for a good VPN product. And from that, I kind of dove into the global VPN market, doing market research. Is there overall growth in this sector? What does that look like? What are the specifics to that global market that we can apply some of the user experience ideas that I had, the concepts that I had, and from that, the idea for Boring was born. I've been on crypto Twitter again since 2015. I've got a lot of friends within the community, and started circulating the idea of this VPN around to those friends in that network. And in the process of doing that, slowly picked up some of these guys that you're seeing on the team, that I felt were a good match not only from the perspective of having a passion for this product, but also creating some sort of culture within our little company to be able to carry that out and execute on it. So that's how Boring was born in a nutshell. And if you had anything more specific to that question, happy to talk about that. But that's the basics of how this was born. So.
Thank you so much, FOMO. It never gets old hearing about the genesis of the protocol itself, and how kind of to understand how how it was made. You know, the behind the scenes look from our founder yourself is really great to hear. And that was such an excellent question. I think even for new people, we might want to add that to the FAQs, right? I think that's a question we get a lot. Just what was the idea? What was the inspiration? I know almost every spaces we've done has asked that question. So, and it is such a great opportunity for FOMO to talk about the passion and the thesis behind it, and give the exact words from himself of why we're important. And like anything, boring seems to have been born out of necessity, right? There's not really that many great other options. Like FOMO said, taking a look at, playing around with some of the other competitors and looking at market research, it was very clear that if we were able to do something, to just 1 degree better than some of the other competitors that are eating into their market capitalization as a global VPN market is concerned, it would be pretty, a pretty manageable task, I should say. And I think we've shown that so far. I think FOMO, within a year of inception to now, and having the sales that we've had, and kind of the more of the BD side, the valuations that have been tossed around about the boring protocol itself. I think it's really incredible going from incubating this idea yourself to finding this team and looking at the success, albeit limited at this time. Looking at that, just coming from nothing within a full year. Many projects might have a huge backstop before they even announce. This was really, like FOMO says, a project of passion, a project of necessity, and the growth end over end growth on the first year is incredible. And really, really happy you all tuned in today and brought some great questions. And hopefully, like I always keep saying, if you have any more questions, feel free to shoot them. And if not, you can come on up and talk to us. But we've been going for about an hour now. FOMO, Fran, Michael, do you have anything that you'd like to hit on particular before we kind of wrap this up?
I'm good. I do just kind of want to add to what I was telling you guys about the story of how this got started. That there's a lot of selfishness that goes into building this product. I need a VPN. I know a lot of you guys need VPNs. To be honest, everybody needs a VPN. And for me, the only way to ensure that the VPN that I'm using is not only private from day one, but remains that way in the future, in my perspective, was to build it myself, or to build it with this team, and just kind of wanted to throw that out there. So I build this as a user myself. I'm just as excited as you guys to be using it, and to have that tool in my tool belt when it comes to accessing content online, participating in airdrops that maybe I wouldn't get to otherwise. The part of a free economy and the global decentralized finance market is having access to information, and you really cannot do that without this sort of apparatus to make it happen. So we there's people in other parts of the world that don't get to take part in this really cool and innovative new technology of internet money, and that's because they're subject to restrictions that maybe we view are unjust or they view are unjust, and so providing them that option is pretty paramount in our passion, in our pursuit.
Awesome. Yeah, I love hearing that, FOMO. Just I needed a good VPN that was easy to use and not honeypotted, so I had to build it myself, and that really is kind of the state of affairs of a lot of the VPNs. They might not have your data as secure as they say, or from day one they've been, sharing data with any one of the corporations or associations that we've come to know likes to take people's data or infringe on their privacy. I love that idea of if there isn't an existing solution, and FOMO obviously had a lot of experience in crypto that just build it himself, and acquire this team of people that can kind of be adapt and really try to make this vision come true and try to get a easy to use real decentralized VPN solution that keeps none of your data and doesn't isn't backdoored by any entity, and you're really just dealing with the boring protocol guys the whole way through. I love that, and I think most really successful products in the past are ones that were built out of necessity, and ones that I need to use it and I need to build it. I'm sure other people need the same thing. So thank you so much for going into great detail on that, and hopefully we can get this. A lot of the great things have been covered in this town hall, and I think we're going to start uploading them on YouTube to our official channel. So everyone listening, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not. It's just Boring Protocol. You can see some of our past videos. You can see the quarter one advertisement. Just go ahead and drop a subscribe there, and I think we'll even send out a little announcement or send in the general the YouTube channel. But this will be uploaded there, and I think moving forward we're going to upload most of our spaces and our town halls there, just so everybody can get this information, and everybody if they're at work or something, they can come in and feel like they were just a part of the conversation, and maybe join the Discord or become the newest BOP investor, new node operator because of the opportunity to listen to us. So thank you all again, and extremely grateful to one of our developers, Fran, founder FOMO, and our community, and helps with marketing and helps with literally everything, Michael as well. So thank you everyone that tuned in, and thank you to the core team that joined us today. And I guess if we have no more questions, we will see you all next week.
We do have one hand raised.
All right, we'll take one more question.
Hi everyone. I'm just wondering that do we have a customers already, and like companies, and if not, do you have a strategy to find any customers?
I'm not sure your question. Are you saying clients to access the VPN?
Yes.
Yeah, so I imagine that some people within the community will definitely take part in using the VPN. We've got a lot of token holders and only so many node operators, right? So hard to say without doing some sort of polling to the community or those token holders, how many of them plan to use the VPN. But once that consumer facing web application is live and the token settlement is implemented, we'll have a definitive answer to that, and then can implement different strategies or ways to go about getting new clients online. But kind of hard to say we have customers without having implemented that consumer facing web app, and that's contingent on finishing out the test environment for the VPN itself, right? We got to make sure VPN is secure and private, and then we can start talking, putting people's money on the line, having them pay for it, right? So don't really have a good answer to that question yet, but I would imagine here in the next month or two, you're going to start to see some results that that show that, you know, we either do have well, we know we have customers. To what extent is what I'm getting at. So
Thank you for answering my question, Paul.
yes, sir. Thank you guys all for being in here today and quizzing us, and as I said earlier, being involved in the community. Apologize for any background noise I might have had today. I'm at home, so I've got family, little kids running around in the background. But just really appreciative of you guys in the community showing up consistently and helping us test this and giving us feedback. It's all invaluable in the grander scheme of building what it is that we're building. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you all again. Just everyone that tuned in. We ended up having a great turnout. So
Yep.
thank you everyone again, and please keep the questions coming. Incredible opportunity to get some, just one-on-one with some of the community members. And like I said earlier, we've seen that we've had some repeat guests come up and have questions, and it's really seeming to come together. The quality of questions are going higher, and we're slowly getting a really great audience to join us in Town Hall. So just thank you all once again for joining us this afternoon.
Awesome. Well, y'all enjoy your weekend. Have a safe weekend, and looking forward to next Friday. That said, I think we're going to call it for today.